Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield. I am a professional dancer, professional dance choreographer, and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States. And I have a new angle for you today. That is because with many hours of trying to troubleshoot this, I've figured out a way to get my VPN calibrated to be able to get access to the excerpts of Street Dance Girl Fighter on the Tunes YouTube. Now, something that comes with that is I'm not able to get my phone to be supported on my streaming software where I do record my reaction in real time to the video. It's just not working, so that's why you're gonna have to deal with my HD computer camera. So I apologize for the camera quality. We're going to take a look at some of the first episode auditions, and I'll kind of give my thoughts on who I think which team would choose them. I'm also still debating on whether or not I'm going to be reacting to the full episode. I feel that if there's going to be a lot of updated criteria compared to the first season, I may invest time to do that, but I am actively reacting to multiple series right now, so I don't know if it's the healthiest choice for me to do that, but we will see. Without further ado, let's go ahead and check out the groups. Ow! Fun. Ooh. Go with it. Go with it. Yeah, I love the cleanliness of this. Okay. This is really fun. That was fun. This screams, I want Hook to get a hold of this group real bad, because I think that they have the refinement, and I feel like how they're extroverting their movement, or how they're showcasing their performance and their movement. I really feel like all they need is a certain type of creative avenue to provide. I guess it's just, I think they need some more creativity dazzled on there, because I think they have all the other components in play. Their cleanliness was really, really nice. I love some of their choices. It matches the aesthetic of the track very well. I'm trying to pronounce this. Nataraja V? So y'all let me know if I said that right. I probably totally butchered that, but my apologies. This was really, really fun. So yeah, my go-to for this, just like I had a lot of confidence with On Beats going with Jam Republic, I would be shocked if they go with anybody else. I really feel that they would be so good with Hook. Especially, I think Hook can really utilize with what they're familiar with, or how they know how to enhance what they're given toolkit wise. They can really take this to the next level, this type of aesthetic, for sure. So from the top, let's just talk about the fit. I love the jacket. It's a whole vibe and a half. Love it to me. They're passing for sure. I'm just going to say that right now. That little, I really love that. Do I think they have more of a predictable musicality? Yes. So what I mean by this is, even though they added some sound effects to the track, when I hear sound effects added, it's going to happen one of two ways. If you, honestly, a really great example of this would be Just Jerk. So Just Jerk adds a couple, I think it was their Last Dance routine that they did on Street Man Fighter. They had, it was remixed, so they had like more of a, it was based off of, it was like a space movie. It was that soundtrack mixed with a lot of sounds integrated into it. How they executed it was beautiful, but some of their choices was more, it was more predictable, especially if you're within that realm of style. It just matches the music very well, but also you do run the risk of it being more predictable and more familiar, which can lower the creativity of the choices you make on your musicality. So here I would say with the gun, they really chose a staccato approach to it. So maybe the sound or music production itself was more creative, which I appreciate, but how they chose to interpret those creative notes, they took a very predictable way way of hitting those sounds, I think, is my overall note. Not a bad thing, but it's something that if you have top tier competitors against each other, those little things could make a difference in scoring, you know, but for auditions, I don't think it matters as much. That right there, just how they're hitting everything, the technique and how they're hitting it is all clean. I would say their angles are just slightly off. And actually this picture is a great example. Notice how some of them are using their torso leaning over, but it causes the angle of the arm to be slightly higher than those who are more taking that linear approach and leaning over. The angle is slightly more horizontal or parallel to the ground. So that would be little baby discrepancies I'm seeing here. Would just be hers was just a little bit higher, and not really chalk it up to height because I know she looks taller. It has to deal with her torso usage. Dropping it down through. I love the marches. Boom. The power, very, very large in movement, and their power is so strong. A lot of these girls are very impressive to me because it takes me out of the fact that these are girls, they're not adults. And it does really help just showcase a really bright, I really love being able to see teenagers be so much better than I ever was at their age, because that means that we have some really good teachers in these countries or in these communities that are helping integrate the next generation to be proficient at these techniques to where they can stay alive and thrive. So I really love seeing that. But that doesn't mean that they get a cop out or that we can just glaze over things that, just like if I was talking about street woman fighter, I would talk about it with street girl fighter. But the difference is these are teenagers, and so more responsibility is going to fall on the mentor for guiding them than them themselves, unless they cause like an extensive drama, being a hothead, having an ego, all of that. Then there's some accountability that'll have to be there. But so far, that's not this type of show. You're just more, you just have to be more. There's other aspects outside of Street Woman Fighter that are here that you normally wouldn't see on Street Woman Fighter. But moving on from here, I love that where your feature was down, everybody branched their arms out. Really great usage of your center point. I love that having your here. Really framing this out to the outside and then bringing it back in is really fun. That was fun. Oh, that boom, doom, doom, and then dropping it back down. Really enjoyable. Whenever you wear gloves, you do have that. It's harder to stay clean because we can see every nook and cranny. Just like when you wear masks, it is harder with their head angle versus if you're not wearing a mask. And so that was something that really captivated people about Jabberwockies, is that they had masks and they had fingers, but they looked like all the same, which makes it really fun. And this transition was super cool, having somebody in the center. Then I love that too, having them go twist around, drop, go up and down, have a little bit of a moment. Let's go. Ba-da-da-da-da. This part right here. So we are diving a little bit into the unison, which I think is fine. And I've already kind of touched on it with some of the other videos, how I feel about unison for the audition portion. I don't see it as a huge issue, unless that's going to affect the difference between a group getting selected and a group not getting selected. I knew that there was a lot of people selected in season 1, and a lot of them got eliminated because so many people picked the same groups. And then they had to kind of do a freestyle battle in order to get put into their groups. But I think this year is going to be a little different because you got individuals involved. So that was really nice. We did see a little bit earlier, they did their wave that was happening here. We just missed it again. Hold on. That right there. So they hit it over, boom. I didn't quite see a lot of the exit of the wave. I did see the entrance. It was very, very nice. But how they exited, some of them didn't quite fully finish it. And then I love the shh. Love that. Really matched the sound well there. That right there, boom, boom. Notice that they're not really rocking forward as much. They're really keeping their body upright. Part of it stems from the pocket of some of their movement sequences, helps them whenever they are locking up a little bit more. But I do think that part's really fine. I think they could explore a little bit more in the rock and really thinking about making more legato groove choices. But all of these things are just suggestions. They're not even, they need to do that in order to survive on the show. We all know that's not how this works. They are going to get in. I think I've already said that. I love that with having all three of them, but notice that there's just a little bit off on the staying in sync for this part. And that was when I noticed the first time, but I really love the attempt of trying to really hit that in that way. That was fun. And then notice that one of them there really threw her head down. Everybody else didn't quite. They just kind of leaned, but she went boom, boom. I think that would have looked really nice if either everybody stayed up or everybody committed to going down. Personally, I really liked the head nod because it looked cool, but I can also make it seem like they don't have enough back flexibility to justify that move, because in whacking, I know they're not really doing whacking here, but in whacking, you want to avoid doing this because it appears that you don't have that shoulder flexibility to do a correct overhead. And that's just a little note within that. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so just going to the columns was really nice, having this Michael Jackson-esque moment. Maybe it's because of the song selection that really makes me think Hook would be a good choice for them, because they're taking a very funky approach and you see a lot of locking posture influence techniques here. They're not doing a ton of locking, but it just gives off that essence. And I think that's why I feel that way. I love that turn, and then they all bleed down. Having your feature come up, 3, 4. This was really nice, very clean. I'm very much a fan of this. Bless the audition papers on their thighs. Hold on, guys, y'all are doing so good. That section was very clean. Of course, one of them stumbled just a smidgen, but I love the fact that she stayed strong as soon as she regained her balance, and they finished. And they're done. So do I think they got it all in? I see the potential of them getting it all in because they were very much in sync. I'm only going to just say one crew recommendation. I think Hook would be a fabulous group for them. Just because of the essence of the track, as well as how they performed and how they presented themselves. I think that would be a really interesting fit, and it would cater well to them. So, but we'll see. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, I'm sorry for the slightly decrease of video quality for these types of videos. This is going to be the route that I have to take if they continue to really only sanction the routines or excerpts to Korea exclusively. I'll have to do this route compared to what I'm used to, but I think that's okay at the end of the day. I'm just very thankful I'm able to do it. If you want to see more content like this, especially the first season, I have the full episode reactions. I have those on Patreon, as well as I'll be releasing excerpts of those onto YouTube, normally a day after I see the second season's equivalents of that part of the show. I'm very much looking forward to, like I said, just with the crews that we've seen and the crews that we will be seeing, what the dynamic shifts are going to look like, what the challenges are going to be, and the influence of the mentors on these individuals. I am expecting to see a lot of growth and a lot of just fun artistry along the way. I'm Jess, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye!